Football League. Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. Today we have got a good one in store as part of our John Madden Thanksgiving Celebration Series, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
Had an up-and-down rookie season, but at times definitely showed exactly why he was so highly regarded coming out of college. Threw for 20 touchdowns as a rookie, but expects to take a massive leap with his new head coach, Ben Johnson, calling plays and designing the offense.
Throwing right away is Williams. He'll get this into the hands of Adunze. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. To throw, Williams. Throw right side, taken in by Adunze. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. That's good for a Bears. So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a second consecutive completion.
Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it, finds the open spot, and is available for the completion.
Now a guy who went to prep school right here in Philly, DeAndre Swift. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. Solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. First down. 8-yard pickup.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Throwing is Williams. That's complete to his rookie second-round pick. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The Bears on the move. They've got another first down. That's another Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Brought down that time by Nolan Smith. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
From the gun, here's Williams. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. And a good sign for them right now to have their young quarterback looking confident on the opening drive.
Now, we haven't met a young quarterback, a veteran quarterback. It doesn't matter. We haven't met a quarterback yet that doesn't tell us he's confident about his abilities, right?
That's true.
But when you're young, it's really important to get off to a good start because it does build up that confidence. It allows him to play better as the game goes on.
Especially crucial here on the road. So give him the first down. 1st and goal after a pickup of 4. And the decision to go for it pays off. Takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Olamide Zaccheaus from 8 yards out. And the Bears get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, the underdog here is showing no fear. Great opening drive.
Now, we weren't in the locker room for the pregame speech, but I will guarantee you somewhere along the way the head coach said, let's just grab a big stick and smack them with it and let them know we're going to be here today. They may be the team that's supposed to be superior, but we're not backing down to anyone.
And on the road, no less, setting the tone. Santos with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The 2nd-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Led his team to one of the best regular seasons in the NFL last season, but really elevated his play during the postseason, and once again was a monster in the Super Bowl. He's led his team to at least 11 wins in each of the last 3 seasons. He didn't expect this year to be any different.
Here's Hurts to throw. It's caught. Smith. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
Hurts. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 44-yard line.
First and 10 at the 44-yard
good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 25 yards that time. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game, like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
2nd and 2, first down marker at the 8. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he will possibly get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. On the other hand, it will definitely take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they come up now 2nd and goal. Barkley inside handoff. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
No gain on the play. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
The kick by Elliott is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He connected on all 5 of his throws on that opening drive and finished it with a touchdown pass as they begin here 1st and 10. They'll go play action here with Williams. Quick throw there is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Here's Williams. That's complete right side to Kmet. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
3rd and 5. To throw, it's Williams. It's caught inside the 25. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. DJ Moore, 59 yards. And the Bears had 6 to their lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Now the point after try for Santos. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it concludes with a touchdown reception by DJ Moore. Touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away. He juked him. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Charles and I and all of our crew hope that you are all having a very happy Thanksgiving indeed. And the NFL has done such a great job recognizing today's games as the John Madden Thanksgiving celebration. Those of us of a certain age remember very well John's presence calling games on this great American holiday. And we at EA Sports so proud to do our part to honor Coach and keep his legacy alive. And we know he is looking down, holding that turducken and taking a big bite right now as we celebrate him. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll bring up second down. Brings up 2nd and 5. Catches left side. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Throwing is Hurts. Goes right back to Smith again. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll try and run the option. And a pretty good burst there as they get this across midfield and down to the 46. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Bears' 43-yard line.
They'll come up 2nd and 7. Up the middle with Barkley. Whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. on third down. They'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Hurts sets up to throw it. Towards the end zone for Brown. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there. They were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And they will remain 2 scores down as the difference holds at 11.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it, and now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Right back to Swift again on second down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. The Eagles offense back out getting set for this next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 20-yard line.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now Hurts is going to do it himself. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
It's 4th down.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. counts as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Bears take over. The Chicago offense set to get started. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Looking to throw is Williams. Now he's going to step up and run. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. To the air, Williams. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a first down.
First down. A gain of 22 yards. First down, Chicago.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
He'll look middle here and give it to Adunze. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
Now Williams operating from the gun. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Again, zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Williams going to look to throw again. Complete to Zacchaeus.
A 6-yard pick brings up second and 4 at the Eagles' 33-yard line.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. Santos' kick is up and through, and they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So that, a good kick. We haven't talked about it much, but the wind is prevalent, and he drove that right into the wind.
Yeah, and don't forget the wind can swirl down there, too, so being able to read it, how it's coming, left to right to left, and to be able to execute that kick, that's pretty darn strong right there.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. And we welcome all of you back here on EA Sports for quarter number 3. 17-3 the score as we resume action for the second half on EA Sports. Able to slither by. And great field position coming up as he gets this just shy of the 45, out of bounds at the 44. The Eagles ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And they'll begin by running the option. And he stopped immediately there. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so he didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. This one goes out wide for Barkley. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 17 yards and a first down for Philly.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Hurts going to keep it running right. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
From the 23, here's 2nd and 9. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone. But the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. And a second field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
Y'all got to pump my taste. Y'all can't talk about basic. Anybody more power rangers.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground with Swift. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from the lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They work now on 2nd and 9. To throw, Williams. And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started.
He was trying to get that one out to his running back out of the backfield, but that one was read and timed perfectly, and they were able to break it up.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Looking to throw, Williams. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 14 yards and a Chicago first down.
And the Bears first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Open man down the field. That's Burden. 23 yards, the final tally.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. 2nd and 10 now. 3rd quarter action from Philadelphia, PA. Swift going to try up the middle. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Throwing is Williams. And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points, but he could not get that to stick, and that is a golden opportunity wasted there.
And that's one of the few things that has not gone right for this offense so far. They've had their share of big plays. That was nearly another. But somehow, he just couldn't squeeze it.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this will do the job nicely, as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Smith brings it in, going across the middle. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down.
And this is what they're going to need more of. It's the 3rd quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose, and that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a first down.
jet sweep with Brown. And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle, because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 46. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
2nd and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Brown. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 35. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
At the 35-yard line.
A first down carry for Barkley. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 10 more there and another first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
And he's in. Touchdown, the Eagles. Saquon Barkley taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Eagles go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
It worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
The Eagles.
They're going to run it with Barkley. And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. guess the coach looked at the two-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a three-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a two-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
And that's just an ideal run to start this drive because they're in full ball control mode now. So if you keep ripping off 7, 8, 9 yards of carry, you're going to have a great chance of finishing off this game.
Right back to Swift again on second down. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and short to give it to tight end. And they'll get it out just short of the 45 at the 44. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
This is Swift on the counter. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. They'll get this into the hands of the Dunze. Pitch and catch there, good for 13. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
A gain of 13 brings up 3rd and less than a yard.
Williams going to sneak it. And he will have the Bears first down, at least at first glance, as they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, it shows confidence in your offensive line. And that's out to the flat for Swift. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held him to an okay game.
And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10, just missed that one.
Williams from the gun on third down. That is caught. And now defensively they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
Bears, first down. Gain of 15. First down, Chicago.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out.
And the Bears, first down.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Swift. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
A gain of 10 yards. That's another Bears first down. First and goal at the 6-yard line.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they search for what could be a game-sealing touchdown. Second and goal from the 6 this time. That one looks like he'll throw here. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch. And most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
And that one too wide and incomplete. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a one-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
Santos' kick is up and through. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. Gets around him. Makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Hurts and the Eagles now down 20-14. A little over a minute to go. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10. gain of 6. I don't know that those medium 5-ish yard gains are going to do it right now. Probably should have dropped it, right?
Yeah, that way you save more time on the clock. But I know receivers, they think they can catch it and break a tackle and turn it into a big gain.
Here's 2nd down and 3. They'll look to throw. This is Smith with the ground. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space and let them do what they do.
This offense cannot stop the clock now. No timeouts remaining as they come up here 1st down. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
An important one here, no doubt. 3rd and 4. This for all the marbles. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Oh, and this is nervous time now. They decided to go for it right there. Fortunately, still a little bit of time left for another shot, but this one almost certainly has to be in the end zone.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. This for all the marbles. Well, that is going to be incomplete. Boy, they got the tip they were looking for but couldn't secure it, and this one's over. Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other. And they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. And what we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Philly.